to push each other to do things. It's not always comfortable to have to, remind you that you need to act upon your feelings, but if you can, we need to, for the benefit of everybody. So. And now we can just enjoy our food and enjoy each other's company. And if anybody else wants to say anything at any point, please do. Okay. Yes, please.
I had a sort of kind of talk about this movie. In the movie, what was the old guy? He was saying that socialism, capitalism, communism is part of our social evolution. So instead of looking at them as absolute paradigms, we need to look at them as part of the continuum. So the end goal of this resource-based economy concept is, I don't know how many steps removed from our current position in the social evolution. So then my question is, what is the next step in our social evolution? How do we achieve it?
Right.
I don't think we would know that until we get to the
It's a very question.
It will emerge from since like Zeitgeist said, this talks about the emergent properties of the universe. And so I think that you have to have the
Well, it's like you just said it really
where you're at down before the next thing emerges. So like right now where we're at, the next thing that is emerging is resource-based economy. And then when we get to that, who knows what will emerge from that? I think we have to get there to see. But the important thing is to be open to some new information, and surely it will change. But I personally can't see where we go from there. But I think it would present itself once we get there.
Well, I mean, from the resource-based economy,
I can, if I can, that's kind of what we talk about as a transition. Okay, and that's something that I would encourage everybody, if you have time, if you work out, if you have a commute, if you clean the house, fold clothes, this is shit that I do. He has Peter Joseph has a, go ahead, serve the food.
Sorry.
No, you're good. Please.
Chicken salad from Branch.
Bring it in.
Right here.
Chicken salad, we got chicken salad.
I'll yell it out.
Bowl of Brunswick stew.
Nice.
I don't know.
Bowl of loaded baked potato soup.
no meat.
Beautiful.
No meat.
Beautiful.
Plain
Yes.
hot dog. Hot dog.
Right there, yeah.
I ordered some chicken.
10 wings.
I got 10 wings. That's me all year. Veggie Mel.
Alright, that soup is looking real good, actually.
I'm sorry, I'm gonna eat over. And a chili cheese nacho. Chili cheese nacho. Oh, okay.
Cameraman. Yeah, absolutely. I just wanted to finish answering the question just real quick. To kind of answer your question, that's what Peter talks about is in the transition phase. And we spend a lot of time talking about it, and I'm happy to. It's not in this setting necessarily. But a great place to learn about that is two things. There's what's called the Activist Orientation Guide, which is a 105-page PDF. You can download from the zeitgeistmovement.com and read it, put it on your e-reader if you have one, or put it on your computer. And then Peter has a podcast on Blog Talk Radio, or you can go into iTunes and type in Peter Joseph. And he's got about 45 1 or 1.5 hour where he's just talking into a microphone and answering questions that people have emailed in or called in. And that is a wonderful source for information. But the direct answer to your question is the transition phase is going to come from the collapse. Okay. The question is, how deep and how far is the collapse? And what are we left with from the standpoint of population and from the standpoint of resources left on the earth after the collapse? And I don't mean to be, a doomsdayer. And I mean, I'm an optimist, purely and totally an optimist. But I'm also a realist, and that is part of the transition. It has to be. We're not going to get there. You're not going to have 7 billion people just wake up. I mean, I just, this is not. I don't think that's going to happen.
Part of, the way I see it is the transition. We're in the transition, and the part of the transition that we're in right now is waking people up, getting this information out there, and educating people to what is possible, what our cultural, our technological to teach people